Hello, my wonderful friends. Megas with you on a beautiful day in Asha. Grab yourself something warm to drink and sit down and enjoy the beautiful library with me today. And today I'm talking about something that has such a beautiful memory for me. The very first book I ever read. Can you remember the very first book you read for pleasure? I want to talk about that and what it meant to me. I also want to talk about Japanese literature. I got Kazuo Ishiguro and just a few of his books here. They are so beautiful. And then to stay on that Japanese theme, I've been just hooked on manga. I'm really getting into it. I'm loving it so much. And then I also wanted to introduce you, because I don't think many of you know this, but the love of my life is Japanese born, and I'm going to introduce you to her later in this video. I'm so excited. But first, the very first book I ever read, it was Tom Sawyer for pleasure. And it all started, I was in third grade, and we did a field trip. And I remember getting on the bus. This is third grade. I have such a vivid memory. And it was raining. And we went to the library. And it felt cozy when we were in there. And they had someone come in and just pitch us books. And obviously did it work. And I remember her saying about books being a portal to another world, and just about imagination and stories and adventure. And she got me so excited. And so when I went home that day, I told my mom, we got to go back to the library. So that very day, we went back to the library, but I couldn't find a book. I couldn't find what she was describing. I was going through and I'm picking up books, and all I'm seeing is just words on paper. And I couldn't quite make that connection at that age of how books work. You know, where was the adventure? And we went home without a book, but the universe had a plan for me. We went to McDonald's later, and in the 70s, McDonald's was putting books into Happy Meals, and I came across a little pocket version of Tom Sawyer. And did I love it. I love the story. This is what I was looking for. I was so excited, my friends. And then the next book I read, where I even went deeper in my imagination, it was Charlotte's Web. Where I could just see myself in the barn, and I was really the characters, even though they're animals, I knew them, and it was beautiful. And then I kind of got out of reading for a little while, and then I got into the Chronicles of Narnia, and oh my God, then it was like blast off. It is just, what a beautiful world. And I remember even at that young age, I loved boats and the Voyage of the Dawn Treader. And that I was just thinking, when I read that, I was thinking, this is exactly what that lady at the library was talking about. And so I was thinking how powerful the words of that lady were. She probably never knew that she touched someone like she did me. Just that little pitch she gave, I mean, it changed my life. The books that have changed my life, books have become a huge part of my life because she just sold it so beautiful, my friends. And now Japanese, well, let me introduce you to my girlfriend real quick. Here, come with me. She's right down here, guys. Yen. Yeah, she's right in here. Hey, baby. Oh, yeah. Suzuki GSXR, the love of my life. Isn't she pretty? So, before Japanese literature, go to the comments. Tell me, do you remember what your very first book was that you read for pleasure? So, Ishiguro, the first thing of his I read was Clara and the Sun, and it's about a robot. And did he ever make me fall in love with a robot? But even beyond the story that he gives, for at least for me, I don't know if he meant to do this, but I was seeing just the humanity behind it. As he's showing how we treat, AI, how do we treat people? How do we treat the elderly? And it hit me pretty hard. And for me, I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And then I had to start reading more. Never Let Me Go. Wow. I mean, I always say it'll rip your heart out in the best way. This will just rip your heart out. I don't know if it's the best way, but what an amazing book. And then The Remains of the Day. Like when I read the blurb on the back, I was thinking, this doesn't really interest me. But he could write anything and it will interest you. And so if you're looking for a new author, I would start with him. And you might know, this is like about the only Japanese author I really know and have gotten into. Do you know any others that you would suggest for me? And then manga. This is becoming a problem, guys. I can't stop thinking about it. I'll be reading a novel and I'll start thinking, I want to read some manga. It is so fun. And I guess I'm just in a mood just to have fun. And then look at some, I don't know if this will show up. Can you see the motorcycle there? It looks just like a 1980s Japanese sport bike. Matter of fact, we're talking about the first book I ever read. The first Japanese sport bike I ever rode was a Kawasaki Ninja from the 80s, probably like 85, 86, somewhere right in there, and so it's nostalgia, and I'm just loving everything Japanese right now. I don't know what that is. So let's see, that was my first book, my first motorcycle. You met my girlfriend. And I think I'm going to end the video here. I got some other things on my mind. I'll probably come back later this evening. But please go to the comments. Talk to me. I love hearing back from you guys. I've got some of the best recommendations for novels and books I got to get. Tell me your first read. If you know any more Japanese authors I'll love. And then manga. I'm still new to it, so give me your recommendations for that and I'll go get it. All right, guys, I love you.